Have you ever found yourself in a repetitive routine where simple tasks like washing dishes or sweeping the floor feel like a burden, a waste of time? Perhaps you felt discouraged facing the day, looking at these mundane activities as obstacles to something more meaningful. I want to start by sharing a small story. One morning, while washing a pile of accumulated dishes, I felt completely trapped. Each dish seemed like a reminder of something unfinished, something I should be doing. However, at that moment, something changed. Instead of rushing through the task, I stopped to observe the water running through my fingers, the shine of the soap under the sunlight, the relaxing sound of the foam. I realized there was something calming, almost artistic, in the simple act of washing a dish. This experience led me to explore a central idea in Zen, the practice of mindfulness and discovering beauty in everyday moments. At the heart of this philosophy is the ability to transform even the simplest tasks into opportunities for growth, connection, and creative expression. Today, I want to invite you to look at your routine with new eyes. What would happen if, instead of seeing these activities as obligations, you approach them as a space to create art? It might seem unlikely at first glance, but together, we will explore how Zen can help us transform the most common moments into something extraordinary. Let's discover how to turn your chores into opportunities for art and presence. Grab a cup of tea, sit comfortably, and prepare to look at the little things in a completely new way. Reframing the task from duty to practice. How many times have we approached a daily task as something to be merely completed? Sweeping the floor, folding clothes, or even organizing the work desk seem to exist only to be crossed off the to-do list. But what if these tasks had the potential to teach us something deeper? Zen invites us to look at these actions with a new purpose, as practices for the present. The task as meditation. Imagine yourself sweeping the floor. Normally, this act would be done hurriedly, perhaps while thinking about the next task or revisiting the day's worries. However, in Zen, sweeping the floor can transform into a meditative practice. It's an opportunity to focus on each movement. Feel the broom handle in your hands, hear the sound of the bristles touching the floor, and notice the gentle dance of dust particles in the sunlight. This practice not only reduces stress, but also connects us with the here and now. Psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi calls this state flow, a moment when we are completely immersed in the activity, experiencing focus and satisfaction. Practical example, washing the dishes. Think about the next time you wash the dishes. Instead of seeing the activity as a burden, try focusing on the details. Feel the temperature of the water, observe the shapes the soap bubbles form, listen to the sound of the water hitting the sink. Let yourself be carried away by these small details, as if each dish were a delicate piece of ceramic and each movement a choreographed dance. For the Stoics, this approach resonates with the idea of accepting what is before us with grace and presence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." When we transform a task into a conscious experience, we elevate the act to the realm of art. Intentional movement, creativity in action. Another concept that can enrich these activities is intentional movement. This is where creativity meets practice. For example, when organizing a bookshelf, think of it as a visual composition. Play with colors and shapes. When cleaning a surface, move your hands with care, almost like a slow choreography. This approach can be applied to any task. Organizing documents, cooking, or even folding clothes can become acts of self-expression. The key is to add a layer of purpose and attention. How can you bring more presence and intention to your daily activities? Which task would you like to transform into a moment of meditative practice? This shift in perspective not only reduces the burden of obligations, but also allows you to find small moments of joy and peace. Now, let's explore how this practice can expand into something more creative, like cooking and turning the kitchen into a true art studio. The Zen of cooking, a culinary canvas. For many of us, the kitchen is a place of routine, a space where we prepare meals to meet our needs. But what if the kitchen could be more than that? What if it were an atelier, and each dish a work of art? Within the Zen perspective, Cooking is much more than preparing food. It is an opportunity for connection, presence, and creation. The kitchen as a space for meditation. Imagine the act of cutting vegetables, the rhythmic sound of the knife on the cutting board, the texture of the carrot in your hands, the fresh aroma of breaking a herb. By focusing on these details, the act of cooking transforms into a meditative moment where each step matters as much as the final result. Zen teaches us that the way is the goal, and in the kitchen, this couldn't be truer. Each movement, each choice of ingredient, is a chance to be present and find beauty in the process. Practical example, an artistic salad. When preparing a salad, you can turn it into a creative experience. Think about the colors, the green of the leaves, the red of the tomatoes, the orange of the grated carrots. Play with textures, like the crunch of nuts and the softness of cheese. Each element can be a piece of an edible mosaic. This practice is not only aesthetically pleasing, but also nourishes the soul. As Taoist wisdom says, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. A simple meal, but made with mindfulness, can be as satisfying as a work of art. Cooking as a sensory experience. Beyond the visual, cooking can involve all the senses. Feel the heat of the stove, hear the sizzle of oil in the pan, inhale the aroma of fresh spices. Let each step be a complete sensory experience. This not only makes the task more enjoyable, but also strengthens your connection with the food and the present moment. Positive psychology reminds us that these moments of total engagement can create experiences of genuine happiness. This is particularly important in a world where we are constantly rushing to finish something. Thich Nhat Hanh, the renowned Zen monk, wrote, "Wash the dishes as if you were bathing a newborn baby." This quote invites us to bring care and attention to all activities, even the simplest ones. Practical exercise, cooking with intention. The next time you cook, follow these steps to transform the experience. 1. Choose an ingredient to explore. Take something simple, like a tomato, and observe its details, the texture of the skin, the aroma, the vibrant color. 2. Cook slowly. Slow down. Instead of rushing through each step, allow yourself to appreciate the process. 3. Practice gratitude. Before eating, reflect on the effort involved in bringing these ingredients to you, from cultivation to preparation. How would your experience be if you approached the kitchen as a space for creativity and meditation? Which recipes could be transformed into art? Cooking is one of the most accessible and profound ways to practice mindfulness and creativity. But this approach can extend beyond the kitchen to the rest of our daily lives. Next, let's explore how creativity can emerge in other everyday activities. Creative expression in daily life. Creativity is not reserved for artists in their studios or writers at their desks. It can be found in all aspects of our routine, from how we organize our home to how we choose our paths to work. Zen teaches us that every moment contains the potential for creative expression. We just need to cultivate a conscious and open approach. Transforming everyday objects into art. The first step to incorporating creativity into your routine is to look at what you already have. Common objects can become materials for artistic projects or spaces for self-expression. For example, old towels can become tie-dye projects where you experiment with colors and patterns. Old furniture can be restored or painted, turning them into unique pieces. Recycled paper can be transformed into personalized cards or envelopes, carrying a special touch of care and attention. These practices not only reduce waste, but also create a deeper connection with the environment around us. Each item begins to have a story, your story. Inspirational stories. Creativity in daily routines. Stories of people who have transformed routine tasks into art are truly inspiring. One example is a woman who started folding her clothes into elaborate geometric shapes as a mindfulness practice. The act of folding was not just functional, but also an opportunity to express creativity and find joy in something simple. Another striking story is that of a father who used wood scraps to build toys for his children. What started as a practical solution turned into a purposeful and connecting hobby. These examples show that we don't need sophisticated tools or excessive time to bring creativity to our routine, just willpower and a new perspective. Practical example: reorganizing a space with intention. Choose a space in your home, a shelf, a work desk, or even the kitchen counter. Dedicate time to reorganize it with intention. Think about how you can use colors, shapes, and objects harmoniously. Ask yourself, how can I transform this corner into something that inspires me? This type of activity not only gives a new look to the space, but also reinforces the idea that we are co-creators of environment in which we live. Rumi, the great Sufi poet, wrote, "What you seek is also seeking you." When we apply this wisdom to our routines, we realize that opportunities for creativity and beauty are already around us, waiting to be discovered. Practical exercise: the Creativity Journal. For a week, choose a daily task and see how you can make it more creative. Here are some ideas. Write a to-do list as if it were a poem. Set the breakfast table as if you were preparing a scene for a photo. Create a small ritual when caring for plants, such as singing or talking to them. Write down your experiences in a journal and observe how small changes can transform your perceptions of daily activities. Reflective question: what is one area of your life that you would like to fill with more creativity? How can you start taking the first steps today? Creative expression is present in everything we do. We just need to look with more intention. Finally, let's tie all these ideas together by exploring how adopting a Zen mindset of creativity can lead to personal growth and inner peace. Embracing the Zen of creativity. Throughout this journey, we've explored how the simplest moments of our lives can transform into opportunities for art, mindfulness, and self-awareness. From washing dishes to reorganizing a space at home, everything can carry the essence of who we are, as long as we look with the right eyes. The art of being present. Zen teaches us that presence is the key to finding beauty in the ordinary. When we fully dedicate ourselves to each task, no matter how small it seems, we create space for inspiration and transformation. This not only reduces the feeling of monotony, but also brings us closer to something deeper, a connection with the present moment and ourselves. Whether cooking, cleaning, or creating something new, each moment can be an expression of our creative potential. This approach is a practice that helps us live with more intention and joy. The impact of small changes. Adopting this Zen mindset does not require a revolution in our routines. Small changes, such as bringing mindfulness to daily activities or finding creative ways to perform tasks, can have a significant impact on our emotional and mental well-being. As Lao Tse said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Each step taken with intention brings us closer to a richer and more meaningful life. Share your experiences in the comments. Tell us how you have been transforming your daily tasks into creative or meditative moments. Your story can inspire others. Deepen the topic. Subscribe to the channel to follow more videos like this, where we explore practical ways to bring philosophy and creativity into daily life. Accept the challenge. Choose a task from your daily routine and try to transform it into a creative or meditative practice. Share what you learned from the experience. How would your life be if every moment were treated as unique? What if the tasks you avoid were actually invitations to create? Have you ever tried turning an ordinary day into an extraordinary one just by changing your perspective? Inspiring the journey. Remember, this is not a practice to achieve perfection. It's about finding beauty in imperfection, value in simplicity, and art in the ordinary. By doing so, we not only transform our tasks, but also grow as individuals, more aware, more creative, and more connected. And above all, this approach reminds us that life, in all its simplicity, is already a work of art waiting to be appreciated. Did you like this topic? Then like the video and share your ideas in the comments. Which daily task would you transform into a creative practice? Want to dive even deeper? Check out our ebook at a super affordable price, which brings exclusive practices to transform your daily life. The link is in the first pinned comment. Don't stop here. Choose one of the videos on the screen and continue discovering how to live more consciously and creatively. Remember, Every small moment can be a work of art. You just need to change your perspective. See you in the next video.